morning, students. A very warm welcome to everyone. Today our class is about preposition. Before starting the class, let me introduce myself at first. I am Fatima Sultana, lecturer, Department of English, Molurbajar Government College, Molurbajar. So at first we have to know what is preposition. From the very word preposition, we understand that preposition is actually the combination of two different sounds, pre and position. Pre means before, while position means place. So we can say that a preposition is a word which is used before a noun, pronoun, or phrase to express the relationship with other words in the sentence. For example, he goes to college by bus. Here we have two different prepositions, to and by. In this sentence, to and by are the prepositions who sit before the noun college and bus. Here, to and by not just sit before the nouns, but also establish the relationship between different words of this sentence and thus give us a meaningful idea. Again, there are some prepositions who sit before the noun, maintain relationships between words, and also indicate the idea of where and when of a particular action. Sometimes we get confused about preposition's position in a sentence. A preposition can sit before 5 types of words: noun, pronoun, gerund, phrase, and clause. Here we have 5 examples to make things clear. First of all, our first example is she goes into the class. This is a very easy example, as we all know that into is the preposition and the class is actually the noun. So here into establishes the relationship between she goes and the class, and thus into sit before the noun, the class. Our second example is they walk beside me in the road. Here beside is the preposition and me is the pronoun, and we all know that me or the pronoun here actually fulfills the function of a noun, so beside can sit before me. Our third example is he told the joke without laughing. Here without is actually the preposition and laughing is actually the gerund. As gerund always fulfill the function of a noun, so we can put without before the word laughing, which is actually a gerund. Now, our fourth example is we went to the beautiful village. This is about phrase. So at first we have to know what is a phrase. A phrase is a small group of words that express a concept and is used as a unit within a sentence. Here we have 3 different words: the beautiful village. All these 3 words combinedly expresses a single concept. So our preposition to can sit before these phrase. Our fifth example is about the clause. So at first we have to know what is a clause. A clause is a part of a sentence who stands as a group of words and who has its own subject and verb. For example, the note is about where the doctor practices. Here, where the doctor practices is actually the clause, and about can sit before it and thus establish the relationship of the note with where the doctor practices. Our next topic is kinds of preposition. There are actually 6 types of preposition. First, we have simple preposition, then double preposition, then compound preposition, then phrase preposition, participle preposition, and lastly we have disguised preposition. Basically, simple prepositions are singular word preposition like at, but, on, in, with, after, etc. Double prepositions are in fact preposition plus preposition. That is, the combination of 2 different prepositions who work as a simple preposition. In a particular sentence, like the cow live upon the grass, here we found a new preposition upon, who is actually the combination of up and on, 2 different prepositions. When simple preposition connect with noun, adjective or adverb, it becomes compound preposition. Here we have beside. We also have along, before, about, etc. So what does beside mean? Beside is actually by side. Now we are going to discuss about three more types of preposition. First of all, we have to discuss about preposition of location, then prepositions of direction, then prepositions of time. Preposition of location are words that are used to describe the place where certain action takes place. For example, she is at the office. Here, at is the preposition of location. Next, we have preposition of direction. Preposition of direction indicate as to where or in which direction something moves. For example, look to the left. Here, to is the preposition of direction. Next, we have preposition of time. Preposition of time indicates the time of action such as day, month, year, etc. For example, we have been working since the morning. Here, since is the preposition of time. Now, we can divide prepositions of location in three parts. For surface, we can use on. For enclosed area, we can use in. And for point, we can use at. The preposition on tells us about that the following noun is located in a surface. For example, the cat is on the surface. That means the cat is actually in a coverless area and it is actually in touch of the surface. Next, we have enclosed area preposition, which is actually in. In tells us that the following noun is located in a covered or enclosed area. For example, the cat is in the box, which means the cat is inside the box. Third and last, we have at as point preposition. It tells us that the following noun is located at a specific point. For example, she is at the entrance, which means she is particularly at the point of the entrance. Often we face confusion regarding at versus in. For example, if we see she is at the library, this is correct. If we say she is in the library, this is also correct. But how? When we say she is at the library, this is correct because we emphasize on her location here. But when we say she is in the library, we emphasize on the type of the building here. Here we have some more examples. For example, we have on or the surface prepositions example, such as on the wall, on the door, on the rooftop, on the carpet, on the menu, on a page, on the cover. In or the enclosed area prepositions examples are like in the garden, in London, in France, in the box, in a building, in my bag, in the room. At prepositions example are at the garden, at the door, at the top of the page, at the front desk, at the school, at the end of the road, at the crossroad. Now we have some more examples. Jane is waiting for you at the bus stop. That means we are talking about Jane's particular location, which is the bus stop at the moment. Now the next we have the shop is at the end of the street. Now if we ask where is the shop, we can find the location by this sentence. My plane stopped at Dubai and Hanoi and arrived in Bangkok 2 hours late. So this is also about a particular place named Dubai and Hanoi and also about Bangkok. So these are also prepositions of location. Then we have a question, when will you arrive at the office? So it is also about a place, the office. So it is here. We are using it as a preposition of location. Then we have do you work in an office? Same thing happens here. Then we have I have a meeting in New York. Do you live in Japan? Jupiter is in the solar system. So all these things, these three things, they are prepositions of location who indicates particular location of particular place. Then we have the author's name is on the cover of the book. So this is actually surface preposition, which means on, and it also describe a coverless area. Then we have there are no prices on the menu. This is the same thing as surface preposition. Next, we come to the point preposition of direction or movement. Movement to a surface. For this, we have on and onto. Here, on is actually static and onto is actually dynamic. The dog jumps onto the bed. That means the dog is actually moving. So here we are using onto. And again, the dog lay on the bed. That means the dog is actually static. So we are using on here. Movement towards an enclosed area. For this, we use two types of preposition. They are in and into. Again, we are talking about static and dynamic. The teacher is entering into the class. That is, the teacher is in movement, and he or she is entering into the class. He or she is moving forward actually. The second thing is the teacher is in the class. So it means the teacher is already in the class, which means she or he is actually in a static situation. The third one is movement to a destination. Destination, for destination we use two types of preposition. They are to and towards. We use to for a particular destination. We use towards for direction. They will drive to college. That means their destination is the college, and they will drive towards college. That means that the direction is toward the college. We have some more example for this. Across. Across means a movement from one side to the other side of something, and we have two examples for it here. It took us 3 days to drive across the desert. The desert is a vast place, as we know, and here if we want to cross the desert, we have to go from one side to another side. Hence, we have to use the preposition across here. The dog ran across the road and nearly got hit by a car. Here, again, we have to use across, because if the dog want to cross the road then and nearly got hit by a car, then we have no other option but to choose across from this list. Then we have around. Around, we use around for movement, passing something in a carved road, not going through it. A big dog was sleeping on the floor, so she had to walk around it. Then we have they walked around the town for an hour. Um, then we have away from. Away from indicating the point where the movement begins. The mouse ran away from the cat and escaped. Our last topic is preposition of time. We use at for a precise time. We use in for months, years, centuries, and long periods. And we use on for days and dates. So we never use on for months, years, centuries, or long period. We never use at for days and dates. And there's a difference between different types of preposition that we need to remember. Here are some example. As we use at for precise time, that is the particular point of time. At 3 o'clock, at 10:30 a.m., at noon, at dinner time, at bedtime, at sunrise, at sunset, at the moment. All these things are describing particular point of time. Next, we have in. We use in for months, years, centuries, and long periods. For example, in May, which is indicating the month; in summer, which is indicating the season; in the summer, this is another thing. Then we have in 1990, in the 1990s, then in the next century. All these are long periods. Then we have in the Ice Age. This is actually a very vast period. Then we have in the past or future. Lastly, we have on. We use on for days and dates. Sorry, dates. For days like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever we use any kind of day, then we have to use on. So here we have on Sunday, on Tuesday, on 6 March, which is actually dates, on 25 December 2010, on Christmas Day, which is actually a particular day, on Independence Day, on my birthday, on New Year's Eve. So we have to remember the difference between the these three preposition, that is at will be used for particular period, in will be used for past period, and of will be used for only days and dates. Okay, we have some more examples here. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. because this is a particular point of time, so we have to use at here. Then the shop closed at midnight. This is also a particular point of time. Then we have Jane went home at lunchtime, another particular point of time. So we have to use at in these three sentences. Then we have in England, it often snows in December. Okay, December is the name of a month, and we know if we want to use month we have to use in before the name of the month. Do you think we will go to Jupiter in the future? Okay, future or past, that indicates past period of time, so we have to use in here. There should be a lot of progress in the next century. Again, vast period of time, so we have to use in again. Do you work on Mondays? Her birthday is on 20 November. Where will you be on New Year's Day? So Monday or New Year's Day, this is a particular day. So we have to use on air, and 20 November, this is actually the name of a date. So we have to use on here again. Okay, we are actually in the last moment. Let's discuss that what we have discussed in today's class. First of all, we have I've tried to describe you about what is preposition and where does preposition actually sit. That is preposition's position. Then I discussed about different kinds of preposition. Then I discussed about particularly preposition of location, preposition of direction, preposition of time. So hope you enjoyed and understood my class properly. If you want to ask more about preposition, you can ask me in the comment box. And thank you all for staying with me.